I work in food service. I work in food service. And God, let me tell you, it is such an awful experience. I have some days where it's like, whoa, this is kind of neat. And then the other days, I just want to absolutely blow my brains out in front of all the customers and make them pay for that. I wouldn't even call it a restaurant. We're like a trash compactor for food. Am I strung out? I wish I was on heroin right now. Yeah, I work in food service, and it's both the best experience of my life and actually the worst thing that's ever happened to me, and I contemplate suicide on a daily basis strictly because I work in fucking food service. But it's also dummy lit. I think about quitting a lot. I'm probably going to quit one day, and I hope it's one day soon. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about, right, is the good and the bad, the ugly. I'm the ugly. The good. So I have coworkers. There are like 4 of them that are alright, 5 of them that are alright, 6 of them that are alright. The rest of them are completely indifferent to me. Honestly, they could get hit by a car and I'd be like, whoa, that's kind of crazy. Does that mean I have to work more? God, I'm going to send this to one of my coworkers and I know it, maybe even more than one. It's not going to be good for me, man. I got to deal with some little crazy little daisies while I skewer the food across the floor, right? I'm like the people from Sonic who go on the little rollerblades, but I don't have rollerblades. I actually can't walk. I'm like one of those rollerblading people, but fuck me, dude. I already said that. Help. Yeah, I get some fun experiences. Like, for instance, today my boss was like, "Hey, you're doing the entire fucking tea wrong. You remember how I showed you to do the tea yesterday, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing it." And she was like, "Why the fuck are you doing it?" I guess I'm not allowed to make tea. I'm not allowed to make tea. They don't trust me. I think my brain just shut down. I think I just had a stroke. An aneurysm? What the fuck is that called? Is that me? Is that what I look like? Holy shit. Ew. Ooh. Depends on the angle. Ooh. She yelled at me as well because we have 5 registers up front, and the second one broke. I didn't break it. The system was down. It was just like, we can't connect. I can't control that. I do not have the ability to manipulate electrical waves or whatever the hell they're called. Protons, neutrons, electrons. I don't have the power to control those. But for some reason, I guess she thought I did. So I told her, I was like, hey, I just rang these guys up, and the system says like, oops, you can't do that. And I kid you not, this is what she does. She looks at me, she says, "Do they want their receipt?" And I look at her and I was like, yeah, they want their receipt. And she gets mad, and I don't know why she got mad. They were literally on the floor eating their food, right? And she's like, "Well, I'm gonna have to pay for their food now." I was like, no, they're right here. They're waving at you. They can see you. They're acknowledging you. And she was like, "No, I have to pay for their food." And she's getting mad at me because she has to pay for their food, even though the customer simply has not left yet. And she could have made them pay for their food. And she gets mad at me, and she's just like, "Oh, next time, you need to make sure the customer stays at the register." Bro, we were in a rush. You want me to make this dude stand up there for like 30 minutes in the middle of rush hour? These customers are probably going to be like, what is this dude doing? What is this ugly rat behind the counter doing, just holding this one guy here while we want our food? Okay. No, I'm not going to do that. I would give us low reviews, too, if I had to deal with me. I mean, look at me. Listen to my voice. Tell me that you would not kill yourself if you walked into my restaurant on accident. Where was I going with all of this? What is the point of this story? I got yelled at by an old lady today. I brought her a little club, and we cut those into fours. And this is... Tell me why this chick, I bring out her food, and I'm like, yo, anything else I can do for you? This elderly sack of flesh, bro. Like, she walks around, sounds like a Deerberg's grocery bag with raw chicken in it, sloshing around. I can hear her bones in her legs moving. And she's like, "I want this cut in half." And I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is cut in the fourths already. I'm like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "Well, I want it cut in half." So I bring it to the window, I'm like, she wants it cut in half. And my boss, who had already yelled at me, was like, "What do you mean she wants it cut in half? Just cut it in half." And so we cut it in half, and I brought it back to her. And you know what she says? She says, "You clearly don't understand what I'm trying to say to you, young man. I'm going to go up to the fucking counter. I'm going to talk to this dumb bitch myself, or I'm going to fucking stab her in the throat with that fucking knife that you used to cut my fucking sandwich because I fucking hate it." And I was like, bro, all right, let's go up front. So I bring this old sack of flesh up front. All the customers are grossed out because you can hear her bones. It's like fucking chunks in a milk gallon that you're shaking. Wiggle through the floor as she comes up in a puff of rage, right? And she's yelling at me, and she's like, "You're a dumb son of a bitch. You're going to pay for this. I will actually fucking kill you." Anyway, I bring her up front, and I'm like, "Okay, what do you want me to do?" And she's like, "This sandwich is ugly." And I'm like, "God damn, thank you." And I'm like, "Okay, what do you want me to do about it?" She's like, "Well, I want the club cut in half." And I'm like, "What the fuck does that mean? We already talked about this. She's like, I don't want to cut in fourths. I want to cut in half. And then it all connected. It was like a fucking Darwin theory with concrete evidence just clicking into my brain. I saw a whole new color. I explored the infinite cosmos and learned everything. I know God's middle name. I wanted to yell at her. I wanted to be like, what the fuck did you send me up front in the first place? Like I could glue your sandwich back together. You should have known from the start that you saying you wanted your sandwich cut in half was not code word for fucking flex seal my sandwich back together, okay? We had her a new sandwich made, and she was adamant. She looks at me, she goes, just so you don't have to bring it back out to me, I'm gonna stay right up here and I'm gonna watch. I wanna see this go down. She's smirking. I can hear the bones in her face wiggling. But anyway, I was like, oh cool, you can watch this happen. So we whip her out a whole new Hammy Sammy club, and I hand it to her. I'm like, here you go. And it's like that, whoa, 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 starts playing. And she's like, this is a fucking ugly sandwich. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, no, fix it. So I'd send it back to the window, and I was like, this sandwich is ugly. And my boss, she was like, where's the middle piece of bread? This is a club. And I was like, I don't know why you asking me. I didn't make the sandwich. She turns around to my coworker. She's like, yo, did you not put the middle bread in this? And my coworker's like, whoopsie poopsie. Bro, you should have seen my boss's lick. She was about to fucking kill her. And she was like, oh, god damn it. Oh, shit. Oh, motherfucker. Throws that sandwich at that bitch. That bitch collapsed into a pile of dust. We have to get a Necronomicon to revive her ass. And she remakes the sandwich like it's Build-A-Bear Workshop and sells it to this old chick who I'm pretty sure is probably gone into cardiac arrest at this point. Now tell me why this old bitch is yelling at the other front of house. The person who rang her up, she's yelling at her. And she's like, you don't know how to do your job. You have to make sure you do these things. Otherwise, you're going to have to deal with angry people who are a lot meaner than I am. And I was like, bro, you're a fucking dumb bitch. All right, you're being mean as hell. Please leave me alone and leave my coworker alone. And we give her her club back. And she goes back to her table. And like 30 minutes later, she's about to leave, right? And she starts standing by the counter right next to me. And I'm ringing people up. And I stop ringing this one guy. And I'm like, hey, can I help you? And she's like, no. Help them first. Gesturing to this entire line of people that's going to take me like 20 minutes, right? She waits. She dead ass waits. And you know what she wanted? She wanted a fucking refill. I knew damn well that she would have yelled at my ass had I helped her. But no, it was my fucking coworker that helped her. Not the one who rang her up, another random bitch. She just wanted a refill. And then she gave me this little like, oh, I'll be back. Look as she went out the door, bro. I hope she got hit by a car. I hope she got hit by like a delivery truck that carried all the ingredients for that fucking club we made her. And I hope she was in agony.